The FBI has reassigned and pushed out career FBI agents for political reasons. We have seen fear and intimidation promoted throughout the Bureau, including by polygraphing your own staff. We've seen the arrest of a sitting judge in Wisconsin. And during your confirmation hearing, you committed that there would be no politicization, no retribution at the FBI under your leadership. You've reportedly placed FBI employees responsible for investigation January 6 cases on leave. Is that keeping up your promise of no politicization, no retribution?
It is, because that's wildly inaccurate. Let me tell you what the FBI has done since I got there. 8,276 federal arrests, to 820 kilograms seized of fentanyl. That's enough to kill 250,000 people. Over 3,000 firearms seized, 350 gang cases, 3,000 cases against violent
Well,
criminals
that's not my
doing the work.
question. We know that you...
Well, you asked if I was weaponizing the FBI, and I am not. I'm giving you the hard, concrete examples of the men and women putting handcuffs on bad people, doing harm to our children and innocent Americans. I do not see weaponization.
You have placed on leave FBI employees responsible for the investigation of January 6th. That sounds political to me.
I have not placed anyone on leave who has not violated their ethical obligation or their oath to the Constitution.
So if they were investigating January 6th, you believe they were violating an ethical obligation?
Nope. I think the common theme here is you putting words in my mouth, and I'm not going to tolerate it, nor will the men and women of the FBI.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So, Kash Patel is just hitting on all freaking cylinders in this interview, and you're going to see the whole thing. We're going to break all this down. This is freaking great. Patty Murray, as a matter of fact, is having a tough time with Donald Trump's cabinet members. This is freaking great. Kash Patel, I'm really loving this guy because he's no nonsense. You're going to see this in this interview, and we're going to break all this stuff down. But before we do that, y'all do me a big favor and smash that like button for me. I sure would appreciate that. It's a really good way to help me out, but you know what's even better than that? Share this video anywhere and everywhere you can. That's the #1 way to help me out. Subscribe if you're new around here and you like these interactions. You like me breaking these down, analyzing all these, going over this, pushing back against these insane Democrats. You gotta love it, folks. But if you also would be so inclined, look right below the video and click that join button. Sign up, become a member, help me deliver these videos to you so I can make better content for your enjoyment, folks. But without any further ado, let's jump right into the budget.
Now, let me just start with the budget. As Ranking Member Van Hollen noted earlier, this hearing is being held without the FBI's fiscal year 2025 spend plan and a full budget request for fiscal year 2026. The spend plan is required by law. It was due to Congress over a week ago. We have not yet seen it. That is really absurd. The FBI is our nation's leading law enforcement agency, a budget of $10.7 billion. It is critical that we understand how you are spending taxpayer dollars. So, Director Patel, when should we expect this FY25 spend plan for the FBI? Have you seen it? Have you reviewed it? When will we get it?
I'll get you an answer, ma'am. I don't have a timeline on that.
It was due last week by law.
I understand.
And your answer is you just understand. You're not going to follow the law?
My answer is that I am following the law, and I'm working with my interagency partners to do this and get you the budget that you are required to have.
And you have no timeline?
No.
Well, we also need a full budget request, not a single paragraph full of wild talking points that we saw with the skinny budget proposal. We're now having a budget hearing without a budget request. So, Director Patel, where is the FY 2026 budget request for the FBI?
It's being worked on, ma'am.
Have you reviewed it? Have you approved it?
Not yet.
When will we get it?
As soon as I can get it from my interagency partners and get it approved.
6 months from now?
I don't know, ma'am. I'm not going
Well,
to make
how
up a
do
timeline.
we as Congress do our budget and our work without that request and without the spend plan?
Well, ma'am, I'm here. I'm
don't
doing the
care.
best I can. I can't make up answers. I'm going to commit to you to work on getting you the information you need.
That is insufficient and deeply disturbing. No response?
I've given my response.
I love that. Just direct answers, no nonsense, no BS, no filibustering, none of that. Just give them what they don't want, if you will. Now, you might think right off the jump, oh, hang on, he doesn't have a budget yet. What in the hell's going on? Well, that's what I thought when I first was listening to this. I'm like, he doesn't have a budget yet. What the hell's he doing? He's required by law to submit a budget. What that tells you, right? These agencies, most of the time, the heads don't do the budgets, right? Of course we know this, right? So what this tells me, right, they generally, what they'll do, they'll take their last year's budget and they'll just copy, paste that, maybe do a little bit of increases for this, and that program, and then just go with that. So they don't have to do any work. But what that tells me right there, folks, is that Kash Patel come in and said, look, he went over the budget and said, no, this isn't going to work. This isn't going to work. Rewrite this budget. We're going to make some cuts. We're going to get rid of these people over here. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Rework this budget. This is nonsense. That's what that tells me. Right now, that's just speculation on my part. But as we know, as we've learned from Doge and from Trump and all these people, and as a matter of fact, podcasts that Kash Patel has been on, he wants to completely reform the FBI. He's leaving the J. Edgar Hoover building, getting out of there, taking most of those FBI agents and spreading them out into the country because they are not really needed in Washington, D.C., as he said. That's why he's shutting that building down, right? You bring the agents where the crime is. And that's what he's doing. That makes a lot of sense to me. It makes a ton of sense to me. So this is a good indicator right here that Kash Patel is actually trying to reform the FBI. And then what we're getting with all the Crossfire Hurricane stuff, we're still waiting on the damn Epstein crap, which I'm black-pilled on that one. I really don't think we're going to get anything because as of yet, we've got one person that was tied up with that sitting in a prison cell. You might claim that Diddy, but did Diddy even do it? We don't know. Diddy was doing some weird stuff, but did he even do it? But that's neither here nor there. But we've got one person. Ghislaine Maxwell is the only person sitting in jail. It's the only accountable person for all that Epstein, all those people, all those victims, all of that nonsense. We're not getting anything yet. But once again, folks, wait and see. We shall see if this comes. I am liking what I'm seeing with Kash Patel, and there is more to come, folks. Let's keep going.
Well, the FBI is already down 1,900 employees since 2023 as a direct result of the Fiscal Responsibility Act. And under the Trump administration, FBI agents, analysts, linguists, cyber experts, and scientists are being asked to do a lot more in order to keep us safe. Director Patel, we all know that budget cuts will reduce the FBI's ability to counter threats of terrorism, and it will hinder its ability to keep pace with firearm background checks and shutter operations that combat violent crime, drugs, gangs, and transnational organized crime. Now, I understand that you told our House colleagues yesterday that you don't want to reduce the FBI workforce, meaning that you disagree with what President Trump is proposing?
No, I agree that we can sustain the mission with the proposed budget, and I agree with the budget. And as I said yesterday, I believe that what I said was I can do more with more. And I gave examples of what more we could do if we were given more.
Well, it's different than what you told the House yesterday. So what are you communicating to the President and the White House about what you need and again, we don't have a budget request from you, so I'm not sure what you're asking us for.
I'm not asking you for anything at this time.
You can operate without a budget?
I never said that.
Well, this is unprecedented. Okay, well, let me just go to another topic since you're not going to answer that.
I just love the no nonsense, just the straight direct answers. It appears they don't know how to handle that, right? She absolutely doesn't know how to handle that. Yeah, they're going to get rid of some people. There's going to be some budget cuts, but that doesn't mean they're not going to be effective at their jobs. That doesn't mean that at all. That's what reforming means, by the way. I just love that. She is assuming that he's there requesting a budget. They subpoenaed him to come in and testify. He didn't ask to go and ask them for the budget because clearly the budget's not ready yet. And she just doesn't seem to understand that or something. Let's keep going.
I want to ask one final question here, Mr. Chairman. I want to talk again about how the FBI is focusing its resources. President Trump has turned the Department of Justice into a tool to go after his perceived enemies, and many of the actions we have now seen at the FBI are alarming. The FBI has reassigned and pushed out career FBI agents for political reasons. We have seen fear and intimidation promoted throughout the Bureau, including by polygraphing your own staff. We've seen the arrest of a sitting judge in Wisconsin, and during your confirmation hearing, you committed that there would be no politicization, no retribution at the FBI under your leadership. You've reportedly placed FBI employees responsible for investigation January 6 cases on leave. Is that keeping up your promise of no politicization, no retribution?
It is, because that's wildly inaccurate. Let me tell you what the FBI has done since I got there. 8,276 federal arrests to 820 kilograms seized of fentanyl. That's enough to kill 250,000 people. Over 3,000 firearms seized, 350 gang cases, 3,000 cases against violent
Well,
criminals.
that's not my question. We know that you...
Well, you asked if I was weaponizing the FBI, and I am not. I'm giving you the hard, concrete examples of the men and women putting handcuffs on bad people, doing harm to our children and innocent Americans. I do not see weaponization.
You have placed on leave FBI employees responsible for the investigation of January 6th. That sounds political to me.
I have not placed anyone on leave who has not violated their ethical obligation or their oath to the Constitution.
So if they were investigating January 6th, you believe they were violating an ethic obligation?
Nope. I think the common theme here is you putting words in my mouth, and I'm not going to tolerate it, nor will the men and women of the FBI.
Well, you did place on leave an analyst responsible for investigating Russia's meddling in the 2016 election. Is that politicization? Is that retribution?
No, not if she broke the law or the ethical guidelines. I don't know which case you're talking about, but that's the standard. And we will hold ourselves inwardly accountable, and we will not be strayed from our mission because people think we are politicizing the Bureau. If you want to talk about someone who was attacked by a weaponized Bureau, you're looking at him. And now he's the director of the FBI, and he's cleaning it up.
Well, I would just say to everyone who's listening that the FBI needs to be focused on its mission to keep the entire country safe. It should not be weaponized for partisan political gain. Thank you,
We are.
Chairman.
Just utterly demolish all those ridiculous Democratic talking points. Oh, we're politicizing. Oh, you put on leave people that investigated January 6th. Yes, those people, as a matter of fact, and I'm kind of ticked about this, they're lucky they are not sitting in jail for going after innocent, peaceful protesters, for crying out loud. The Department of Justice, a lot of those lawyers are lucky they are not sitting inside of a jail cell. They are just really lucky to just be on leave, for crying out loud. I am surprised he hasn't fired these people. Of course, I imagine that's what's coming. I hope that's what's coming. We do need retribution for this. What retribution actually translates to in that is justice, because you don't go after innocent people in this country. When you weaponize, like they're talking about, oh, he's politicizing. That's not even a real word, but he's politicizing. He's politicizing the FBI. Hang on. No, he's actually turning it back down a lot. What I would do personally, but hey, look, I'm a biased guy. I would go in the opposite direction. I would start arresting Democrats' lawyers and arresting Democrats, as a matter of fact, for breaking the law. Any little minor infraction, you nail them suckers to the freaking wall. That's what I would do. But hang on. He's doing it the proper way. He's getting his cases together. He's getting the facts, the evidence, putting all that together. Then he's going to do what he does. Go after bad people. We have bad people in the government. To think that we don't have bad people working in the FBI is absurd. That's a pipe dream, if you ask me. Right? But talking about all these people really are lucky. Right? The FBI was weaponized against the American people under the Biden administration, and these people just ignore that because it's their side doing it. Fascinating, that is. Hang on just a second. Oh, you're arresting judges in Wisconsin for breaking the law. Yes. Oh, it's Trump's political enemies, huh? Did they break the law? Check that box that says yes. You go get these people. Once again, these are the same people that constantly yell, scream, gnash their teeth about nobody's above the law. I love to see that. Yes, you're right about that. Nobody is above the law. So when a judge in Wisconsin helps, aids, and abets a criminal alien to escape arrest from ICE, yes, that is a violation of, I don't even know the code right off the top of my head, 18 USC something. I don't know the rest of it. There's more to that, by the way, but I just can't remember those codes right off the top of my head. But I know it's under 18 USC, I believe. Might be 8 USC, I'm not sure. So y'all go look that up if you want to know. But yeah, you go after these people and you arrest them, as a matter of fact. Because, you know, a Supreme Court justice, a state Supreme Court justice, should not be aiding and abetting criminal aliens to escape from deportation, or possible deportation, detention at least. That's absurd. And then the way the Democratic apparatus is spinning that, oh, Trump's going after judges now. Well, hang on. Wasn't it just 3 years ago that the entirety of the federal government was arresting Trump's lawyers? How do you answer that? These people don't have to sit in front of an entire Congress and answer questions about why you arrested Trump's lawyers, why you arrested Donald Trump for fabricated charges, made up BS that we all knew was garbage. That, oh, they just so happened to, oh, Trump got elected, I guess we have to drop the charges. Now, as I've said 1,000 times before, and I'll say it 1,000 times again, everybody that works in the DOJ, the FBI, they are under no obligation to drop those charges against Donald Trump. This is what I love to tell my Democrat friends that want to come in and yell and scream about my face, how ugly I am, or my voice, or some stupid crap like that, or say I have no idea what I'm talking about. This is what I love to tell those people. If those people, Jack Smith in particular, if he truly believed, if you guys leaving those ridiculous comments truly believe that Donald Trump was guilty of whatever the hell he was guilty, put yourself in Jack Smith's shoes right quick. You are under no obligation to drop those charges. Sure, you can't prosecute the president while he's president, but you're under no obligation to drop those charges. You can hang on to those charges until he comes out of office. How come Jack Smith decided to drop all of those charges? They just fell by the wayside. He just immediately gave up. That's what happened. If they truly believed that Donald Trump was a seditionist, for crying out loud, tried to coup the government, even though he was sitting on top of the government, tried to coup the government. Anyway, you know, fake election schemes or whatever, right? If he really tried to overthrow democracy, and they really believed that he tried that, don't you think they would hang on to those charges? Don't you think there was some sort of apparatus that would disallow Donald Trump from dismissing those charges, even though he's in charge of the DOJ? Right? We're supposed to have co-equal branches here. I'm sorry. You cannot make me believe that they cannot hold on to those charges and go after Donald Trump once he comes out of office. If they were expecting to still go after him, even though the presidential immunity ruling came down from the Supreme Court, apparently, you know, whatever Donald Trump did falls outside of that ruling, so it's not all-encompassing like the corporate press told us. It's just BS. It's just false. It's just not true. What the actual precedent is, you have to impeach Donald Trump, convict Donald Trump, and then you can open up criminal cases against for whatever his official acts were, right? If whatever Donald Trump did, seditious conspiracy or whatever the hell they want to go with, right? Classified documents, whatever that is, that clearly didn't fall under official acts because they clearly still had those charges pending all the way up until Donald Trump was sworn in. Then they dropped the charges. Right, well, I think it was right before, so admonish me down in the comments section for that. But I love Kash Patel coming in. No nonsense. Drop the BS. He's not going to play their freaking games. He's going to tell them what is actually going on. He doesn't have a budget yet. I don't have a timeline because I have no idea because they had to revamp the entire... As a matter of fact, I told them people to throw that budget away and write up an entirely new budget that actually makes sense, that actually puts the resources where they need to be instead of dilly-dallying with BS. I'm loving that about Kash Patel. You can say whatever you want about the Epstein files. You can say whatever you want about not going after the people that went after Donald Trump, right? Hey, look, we agree. Those are some bad people. But do we have the evidence to go after these people, right? He is releasing, till this day, still releasing evidence of the Crossfire Hurricane. We just got that testimony, or not testimony, but evidence, a little bit of files released that lady from, I forget the corporate press outlet right off the top of my head, damn it, I can't believe I forgot that, lied to Congress. Hopefully we get some sort of indictment for that. I would love to see it. Nail these people to the freaking wall when you can. Right? If it takes a little bit of time, look, guys, be patient. Be patient. Hopefully, we get a wave of arrests for Epstein. I'm hoping for that. But I'm not confident that that's going to happen. I think that goes way too deep into the government for that to happen, I believe. Like, there's way too many government individuals involved in that, and I think it goes much deeper than just low-level crime here, or even high-level crime. Even in the government, I think this could bounce into economics and all kinds of stuff, right? You start arresting like the CEO and a lot of upper echelons of these companies, like BlackRock, places like that, and it tanks the stock market. That might not be bad. You know, you take out the S&P 500 for crying out loud. Holy hell, what the hell is going to be happening to the economy at that point, right? Or like, it's going to implode. So maybe there's some restrictions that they feel in their mind would cause more damage than the transparency that they would bring from actually arresting these people. You never know, folks, but, you know, I wouldn't be satisfied with that, to be honest with you. I mean, a lot of Americans, I imagine you guys, you want accountability for Epstein, for crying out loud. There was way too many people involved with that for one freaking person to be sitting in prison for that. One person. That's insane. All the people that flew to Jeffrey Epstein, like, I don't, like, me, honestly, I don't expect a list. To be honest with you, I don't care about getting a list. I don't care about getting information. And I definitely don't want to see the kiddie porn videos that they have. I don't know why that stuff's not destroyed. Right? I know why it's not destroyed, but I don't know why that stuff's not destroyed. But hang on just a second. What we want is to wake up one morning, open our news app, and see, oh, such and such person arrested for being affiliated with Epstein, for going to Epstein Island. Such and such person arrested. Such and such person arrested, indicted for meddling with Epstein. That's what we want to see. I could care less about some clientele list. We don't care about that. We want indictments. That's what we want. Now, I don't know about the statute of limitations on those. Maybe it's ran out. If those statute of limitations has ran out, then yeah, I do expect a clientele list. We all expect that. But what I would rather have is to go arrest Jack Smith and nail him to the freaking wall. All those FBI agents that raided people's homes in the wee hours of the morning, guns drawn, for peacefully protesting, for people that were peacefully protesting on January 6th. Fire those people. Fire them outright. I'm sorry. I don't care if they got orders from the top. They could have said no. If those people are innocent, I know that's not how it works, but that's just what I would love to see. But I've been rambling for a while, so I want y'all to let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comments section. Are you liking Kash Patel so far? I mean, sure, it's taken a while to get going, but I think that might be a good indicator of where we're going to go. What we've been seeing over the past couple of weeks, I believe is a good indicator of where we're going to go, folks. So sit down, buckle up, and get ready. Hopefully I'm right, but I don't know. We'll leave that up to chance, if you will. We'll leave that up to the future. And we'll cover it when it comes out, y'all. But y'all let me know what y'all think about all this. Y'all don't forget Smash that like button for me. Subscribe if you're new around here. Share this video anywhere and everywhere you can. That would be great if y'all could do that. And what would be even better, if you guys look right below the video and click that join button. Sign up. Become a member. Help me deliver some accountability to you guys. I know you want it. I know you need it. Help me help you. And y'all try to have a good day. Stay legitical. I f***ed that all up. Peace.